Alright, what is going on, guys? Spiteful is back again, coming at you with my breakdown on this beginner pack. Now, this beginner pack is actually really good, and one of the bonuses that K-Lab actually has done for us, which I still consider one of the best quality of life for these packs. Back in the day, they would spit out 5, you chose 1. This time you can choose actually 1 of the 20, which is excellent. Supposedly this is already out on JP, and that's what I was told. Hopefully it's true, but I'm gonna go under the assumption that it's true because that's literally what a few people have been saying as opposed to the alternative. So going into it, I did little screen cap here. Now, my recommendations, my top 3 right off the bat, I'll be real with you, is probably gonna be between Aizen, Izuru, and Chad. If you're missing all these characters, guys, there are a lot of characters here that could probably help you in Tower of Ordeals. As a new player, I still think that Aizen, Izuru, Chad, Tag Team Tosher are probably going to be your best bets in terms of utility and potentially carrying you through most of the content of this game. Inheritance Zone obviously is going to be tricky, but in my opinion, I think Chad performs pretty good in Inheritance Zone. Tag Team Izuru, Toshiro, Aizen will all perform well. Yeah, all these guys perform well in single player Inheritance Zone. In co-op, I don't believe NAD characters are really going to perform as well, so I would probably take Chad off of that list. But yeah, that's pretty much my recommendation. I don't particularly like Tag Team Omaida. I feel like he's a little slow. Raruka, I feel, is a little slow. Jackie could be slow. She's a boost unit, strong attack damage link, so she's not an infinite boost. Full screen third strong attack, so she does have her merit. Alright, so let's just quickly break down each character. Boom, 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 boom. Let me just scribble. Okay. Strong attack, recharge, Soul Reaper Killer, infinite boost, can be built in almost any way you want. Bruiser 40%, which is actually pretty notable, so if you want to build him as a NAD character, you could probably get away with it. He's pretty good in PvP, as well as Chad. Chad is probably... I'll go into Chad after this. Lisa, strong attack, recharge, full screen, third strong attack after she gains her Havoc. Very good for a level 1 Vortex if you want to unlock Frenzy, Havoc, and Sprinter. She's a very good unit. The only reason that not many people talk about her, I think that she's very underrated. That being said, her problem is that she's a holo killer, and Speed has such a large amount of Speed holo killers, especially released just this year, that makes her not really an ideal choice, or you just have better alternatives. If you're going for Guild Quest, then honestly Lisa, Rangaku, Uryu, Kaname, maybe even Tag Team Shuhei. I forget if Tag Team Shuhei has a crawling vortex or not, but we'll get into that. Going into Mayuri, a pretty good unit. Third strong attack is, I believe, full screen. Let me actually pull him up real quick. I know he has Frenzy, DR 20% link, so he's very good as a link at the very least. Soul Reaper Killer, strong attack is a 900 radius into 1000, so he does have a full screen third strong attack. Strong attack 2 is a 600. Shit, he like pulls his like eyelid under or whatever, like he does that. I don't know, it looks fucking cool, okay? And then he has a very standard lunge, 475 strong attack 1, poison on all of his attacks, and then on top of that, Frenzy, Debilitator, Devastation 40%. Pretty standard Frenzy character. His main issue is that he doesn't really deal as much damage because he was given a damage reduction link, but in my opinion, he has his uses, and I still use him. No, I don't really use him in Tower of Ordeals. I can't think of... I'm trying to think of his uses in Senkaimon. I personally can't think of any. Alright, so going into Kaname, strong attack, recharge, good as a level 1 Vortex, and then he does have Frenzy, Soul Reaper Killer, a very standard good unit. I don't think he's bad. Let me actually check what Kaname's... I'm actually surprised we don't get as many Kaname and Gins as we probably should. Yeah, here we go. So he does have Havoc 20%, Frenzy, and then Debilitator plus 5 seconds with weakening on all of his attacks. He does have a Beyond full screen third strong attack after Havoc, and then he has a 510 radius Vortex, which is very good. Crawling hit Vortex, and then his strong attack 1 is a 1200 radius strong attack 1 projectile going in front of him. It is a range collision, so you might not get all the hits on it, but honestly, he's still just a very good unit. When he came out, he was actually really busted. I think I spent like $400 trying to pull this Kaname or Tech Yamamoto, and I only pulled this bastard Mayuri. It was low-key kind of triggering. Rangaku, one of the best units in Guild Quest, 25 hit Vortex, turns into 50 hit Vortex, deals very little damage if you leave her as a level 1. I would personally only Honestly, she does such good work in Guild Quest that if you want to hit that 1000 combo, just keep her at level 1, get Sprinter, Havoc, and Frenzy. Wait, no, she doesn't get Havoc. Get Sprinter and Frenzy, and she'll pretty much do all the work that you need her to. Just try not to level her up, because she loses a lot of versatility when you level her up in Guild Quest. Besides that, she's a stamina recovery 25% link if you do level her up, and she has pretty good stats for her, and she actually is not too bad of a character. Going into Izuru, he doesn't have a full screen third strong attack. Second strong attack is just a standard in front of him projectile, and his first strong attack is a lunge. He's a pretty standard cut, dry, and paste character. That being said, he does have Soul Reaper and a Rancor Killer, and he is a damage reduction 16% link, so he does have some uses there. He's very good in Inheritance Zone, very good in Droplet Zone, and just the fact that he's not a captain means that he won't have that captain disadvantage that sometimes you'll get in Inheritance Zone and Droplet Zone. Some people don't tend to take that into account when they run certain hard content, but like for example, if I go into here, like the reason that I say that Nemu is better than Toshiro is simply because one, she hits much harder, which in a world where everyone's one-shotting anything doesn't really mean much. But when the enemy has a killer ability against the captain, Nemu doesn't have that issue. Izuru doesn't have that issue. Whereas someone like Toshiro, Yamamoto, I would have expected more captains here, or like Unohana and stuff like that. Like they'll end up taking massive amounts of damage because enemy killer advantage for espadas and captains is 40%. That's a lot of damage. So Aizen doesn't really run into that problem. Aizen's main issue is that he's a Hollow and Soul Reaper, right? So that's my issue with Aizen. That's literally my only real con. That being said, Izuru does very well. Going into Tag Team Shuhei, I feel like NAD characters for Mind are like, I feel like Tag Team Shuhei is kind of outpaced at this point. He's a Hollow and Captain Killer advantage, and Captain Killer and Hollow doesn't really mix well unless you're going up against like past captains, like, well, I'm not really past captains, but like someone like Kensei, or let me see, there should be. I'm like trying to think of exactly the proper wording. So I go to like Hollow Captain. Yeah, so like Kensei and Shinji, which is very few and far between. And it's not like, the reason that I got this confused is it's not every Shinji and it's not every Kensei, right? Just the ones that are captain as well. So yeah, I mean, I don't think that Shuhei is a very good option. I'd personally skip that. Tag Team Yamamoto's okay. He has a charge third strong attack, a 900 radius, unfortunately. But I mean, he's pretty cut and dry, old school range character, not crazy good. He's pretty good. He does have Soul Reaper and Hollow Killer, so he has his uses there. Strong attack damage link as well. Range, frenzy unit, debilitator, burn on all of his attacks, I believe. I don't really feel like pulling it up. Tag Team Toshiro, one of my favorite units here. Standard lunge, full screen third strong attack after a 900 radius vacuum, which is very good. And then on top of that, his second strong attack is just your standard AoE, right? Let me see. I should have him pulled up. Here we go. Yeah, 900 radius strong attack 2 is very good. That's very good range for a second strong attack. Full freeze on all of his attacks. I was gonna say full screen freeze. And then on top of that, you have your special freeze on everything. He does have debilitator, frenzy, long reach bruiser, devastation 40%, pretty standard character. Strong attack damage link 20%, and Soul Reaper and a Rancor Killer because he is a tag team character. I personally wouldn't really recommend Omaida. He does have a floor in Senkaimon because he is a Soul Reaper Captain Killer. So in Warrior's Path, he does have a floor that he does very well in, but I don't think that it's something that can be replaced by somebody else. Ikaku is a barrier unit. I personally don't like barriers. Same with Orihime. I don't really like this Orihime. But he's not a bad character. He does have Soul Reaper and a Rancor Killer. I have him personally 5 out of 5 with Focus 500 as his Transcendence slot. And he does well. Like, I don't know what else to really say. He is a full stamina damage boost 20% link, so at the very least he's going to be dealing a lot of damage. Keep in mind, a full stamina damage boost of 20% is still better than a strong attack damage 20% link. I don't really feel like going into how the math works on that, but it is better. His only issue is if you get hit, you just lost a lot of damage. Going into Ginjo, I don't think Ginjo is bad, but I do think that he's very heavily available. He's in a lot of these filler banners. He's in a lot of the filler pools for these 6% banners, as well as this Tag Team Akaku, but I feel like Tag Team Akaku has more uses because of the Soul Reaper and Arankar killer attributes. Mine Tsukishima is probably one of my favorite characters aesthetically in this entire pool. That being said, he has no affiliation killer and he has a DR link, so he's like, he has two very big cons going against him in terms of his damage. Honestly, if he had a strong attack recharge or strong attack damage, I'd probably recommend him a little bit. He is good when no affiliation are in the droplet zone or inheritance zone, but besides that, he's pretty much only really used in the Tower of Ordeal stage. Going into Raruka, pretty standard. I feel like she's very readily available as well. Jackie, I don't personally like her. She's not an infinite boost, but she's close to it. She's a strong attack damage 25% link, but she does have enhancer, and she does have she's an enhancer boost unit with a full screen third strong attack and a standard lunge. I feel like she was just, I feel like when she came out, it was just a very big stale moment for BBS in terms of everyone's talking about, it's like, oh, these characters, everyone's the same. So when she came out, honestly, she didn't really get too much recognition simply because everyone else does exactly what she does, right? Yukio, I personally would not use him. I wouldn't recommend him at all. Now, this entire last row, Orihime, like I said, I don't really like playing with her. That being said, she's going to be very, very important. Let me see if I can pull it up. Here it is. Part 2, the Soul Society bonus characters. She's going to be a bonus in Part 2 and Part 1. Same with Uryu, so these two characters might be a good option. I'm really hoping that this beginner ticket comes out after Chronicle Quest Part 2 comes out. If not, I recommend waiting. If they're bonuses in the free chapter and that would sway you to pick these characters over the others, I would highly advise you to wait for Part 2 to come out and see who the bonuses are in Part 2. If you don't have these characters. If you already have these characters, then by all means go for it. But Orihime is a barrier unit. Heal on her special, not really too notable. She has Captain Killer, which kind of sucks. She does have her uses in Warrior's Path, but not really much else. I'm not quite sure if she has her uses in Tower of Ordeals. I don't quite remember, but I know she does definitely have something in Warrior's Path. Bond Ichigo, pretty safe character, useful in Tower of Ordeals. Just a pretty, he's pretty fun to play with, and he is a bonus in Part 1 as well, so that might sway your interest. He's a bonus for Chronicle Quest Part 1, but besides that, I personally wouldn't even consider him. I mean, I would consider him for mine top 10, but he didn't quite make the list. I will be coming out with my top 10 attributes later on in this week. Take some time to get acclimated to all that. Going into Uryu, probably one of my top like 10 characters in this pool. He's useful in floor 15, useful in any stage in Tower of Ordeals / Senkaimon, where there's 3 bosses and you just want to burn them to death. You put full strong attack recharge on him. You can put chappies on him because he might not even deal damage. Like in floor 15 he doesn't deal damage, so I personally put chappies on him so he can take a full-on special to the face if they get burned by his 3rd strong attack and I can't push him back. And Chad is probably one of the best all-around characters. Bonus in Chronicle Quest, not for Part 2. Bonus in Chronicle Quest, not good in Guild Quest, very, very good in PvP, ideal PvP unit. My ideal PvP team right now is Chad, Weaken, and Noitora in this DRP heavy PvP meta. And he's pretty good in autoing regular single player content like Inheritance Zone, Droplet Zone, and he's okay in epic raids because he is a boost unit with Flurry. And if you want to take him into co-op for Inheritance Zone, I probably would advise against that unless you're using him specifically as a boost unit. Honestly, if Awaken raids, if he's not bonus, I would probably recommend just building him with full strong attack recharge and just completely negate his damage because you probably won't be dealing anywhere near as much damage as the other characters with bonus. But that's pretty much my recommendation. Like I said before, my top 5 in order. Personally, Tech Aizen, followed by Izuru, Followed by Tag Team Toshiro. I'd probably put Tag Team Toshiro over Chad, even though I feel like Chad has more utility. Actually, no. Okay. Aizen, Izuru, Chad, Toshiro. Who gets the last nod? Damn, everyone else is pretty good. I'll go with either I'll go between Kaname and Lisa, depending on what your actual need is. Like I said, these 4 characters are bonuses in Chronicle Quest for part 1, but for part 2, Tag Team Akaku's here, and that's, yeah, Tag Team Akaku's here, and then you have Orihime and Uryu back again. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's gonna conclude this video. Hopefully this video didn't last too long. What the, why? Dude, I re-recorded this video so it would be shorter. Oh my, and it's shorter by like 20 seconds. God damn it. Okay. I'm gonna leave it at that. Don't let these guys grind on, catch me up, pay me up, stay blessed. Like, comment, subscribe. You know, I hope this wasn't too convoluted or too long. I feel like I wanted to give everybody an equal opportunity to make their case, and I feel like I've done that. I'm gonna leave it at that. Like, comment, subscribe. You know, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and y'all know these guys grind on, catch me up, pay me up, stay blessed. And yeah, let me know in the comments below who you're actually picking and why. I'm desperate to know. I actually care more about the why than I care about the actual character that you're picking. Like me personally, I'm picking Aizen because I have him 4 out of 5. If it wasn't the case, I'd probably pick Jackie because I actually don't have her. I value the I value the 4th duplicate to get that 5 out of 5 over Jackie, over a random new character that doesn't really have too much uses. Someone did ask me on Discord, and I'm not going to respond to it because if I respond to one, I have to respond to everybody. And they asked if they should go for the third copy of Yamamoto, so he has him 3 out of 5, or if he should go Aizen. My recommendation, go Aizen. Aizen is absolutely amazing. The reason I didn't respond is I planned to make this video anyways, and he just reminded me that I probably should make this video now because I don't know when this ticket's actually going to come out. But I'm going to leave it at that. I feel like this video has gone way too long. Stay blessed, y'all. I appreciate y'all so much for stopping by, especially you guys that actually made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much. And yeah, I guess I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.